Welcome to the All Day Podcast. I'm Brett. That's Lofa. We're talking Seahawk football. Big time win today over the Arizona Cardinals. Who's your daddy? Cardinals fans. Who is your father? His name is Geno Smith and the rest of the Seattle Seahawks. You thought you had a chance? You had no chance. Get out of here. Oh, man.
You never had your car.
Free Sunday like this in years, buddy. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for filling up the chat. We'll be here all night as long as you've got comments and questions. So start filling up those super chats. Give this video a thumbs up and a like, and also copy and paste the link. Send it to a friend. Tell them to join right now. Let's break a viewership record as the Seahawks sit firmly atop the NFC West with some separation, Lofa. Your instant reaction, my man.
Awesome. Do you like that? I have so many reactions. I don't even know where to start. I mean, what an unbelievable day. All day from start to finish. It was incredible. Stress-free Sunday, which we've been praying for many years. That's what we got today.
It was almost a little too easy. It feels like a trap.
Yeah.
What's going on around here? Why was that so easy? What's up? Like, we started the game. Okay, game started though, right? They get a touchdown, and I'm a little bit like, that's not good, because we were getting after him, but they somehow made the play. But then we just locked it down, man. Kicked into kicked a running game in gear, and the next thing you know, you look up and comfortable win.
Brother, defense, turnovers, which I've been praying for literally every day, waking up praying for. Like, just give us a couple turnovers, just a couple. The penalties were up there for the first time, but it didn't affect us. Like, you look at 30-18, like that's so always the winning mentality is like, there's always things to clean up. And, but again, we had some new guys starting and seemed to go really well. Specifically talking to the offensive line and the run game, which was non-existent for the better part of the year. Unbelievable, like, not pleasantly surprised, just impressed. Like, it was a great team effort all around.
As you guys are joining here, I think this would be a good game to just, we kind of asked this almost after every game, but here's a real one. Like, I don't know how to make a choice on this question. Who had a better game? Offense, defense? It's one letter, you guys, in the chat. O or D? That's how you vote.
Yes.
Was it the O or the D? Both impressive. The offensive line, you might want to go with them. But then again, the defense causing turnovers, holding Kyler Murray down again for the second time in 3 weeks. The energy in the team off the charts. If you guys follow any Seahawks accounts or anything on social media that covers the Seahawks, the videos from inside the locker room, the last couple of weeks, the energy is just soaring. You can hear, music blaring in the background. You hear guys chatting it up, just celebrating, and it feels like old times. But they also, though, like, to a player in their interviews, very business-like. So there's this, effervescent, joyous atmosphere, but yet it's a playoff mentality in there. They're serious. Have you seen the videos? I know we have a video actually in the locker room after this game, but Lofa, the guys are just riding high.
Brother, everything you're talking about, like, you're talking my language, because I know what it feels like to be in that locker room when you're rolling and there's nothing that can stop you. The only thing that can stop you is yourself. Like I'm saying, with the penalties or turnovers, which did, prohibit our growth, in this, early on in the season, we've overcame that, and it's incredible. And if you've got the footage, roll that beautiful bean footage, please.
Yeah, we have it. Coach Mack in the locker room, post-game speech.
Man, what awesome freaking game, guys. Talking about, like, just playoff football, December, physicality, focus, togetherness. I freaking screwed up the first drive. So offense, great job coming back. Defense, staying resilient, coming back, getting to an extent, stepping on the gas. Great clock management at the end, taking care of the football. Hey, guys, did we talk about putting it all together? Did we talk about that tonight? We put it all together. Okay, we gotta need a couple game balls. Okay. Okay. How many yards? How many yards back out? 22 for 134. How many yards rushing? 176. 176, and I'm pretty sure no sacks. All right, this ball goes to Scott Huff. All right, let's go. Geno, let's get a break. Let's get out of here.
Hey, y'all dumb in front. Hey, way to work, man. Way to win, baby. Keep shit going, man. Put that work in, man. Hey, we ain't fucking done. We just getting started, man. Hawks on 3, 1, 2, 3. Hawks!
Hell yeah. I like a head coach who can switch between the actual F word and frickin' in the same speech, you know? Mac, what are we doing here? Is it a family show or not? No, that's awesome.
He's in the moment, and but that's what it's all about. Like, there is nothing more exciting or electric after a win than the locker room. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, that's what it's all about. It's like every single minute, every second, that we put in, week in, day out, is to get results, get the wins. And oh my God, like, that brings me back to being in the locker room. But the thing that stood out the most to me was, I don't know if I've ever heard a head coach, and I've had a lot of great ones, like phenomenal ones, Super Bowl champions, national champions, everything, division champions. I don't know if I ever had a head coach say in the middle of his speech, that first drive was on me. Like, I'm sorry, but this is what great leaders do. And this is the great leaders I've learned from coming up. They praise. In wins, they praise everybody. And in losses or a time of struggle, they accept responsibility. And so that really stood out to me, as Mikey Mack is that dude. Mm-hmm. He's that dude. And I'm telling you, we're on the brink of something special. And I can't wait to see where this season goes. But we're streaking. We are literally streaking, right? I said, once. Anybody can do it. Twice. Coincidence? 3 times? Yeah. Absolutely.
Come on. Yeah.
But this is special. This is very special. And this is a guy that's 36. He just had a kid 3 days ago. And so Daddy Mac. Shout out to Daddy Mac.
I love it. Are you guys believers out there? Are you impressed? Are you not entertained? How do you feel? I feel like a few weeks ago, even though they were doing well, and like you were telling everybody, hey, the future is bright, people didn't quite believe it. Really, are you starting to believe out there in this team and where you think they could go? How about the running back? You got the first game ball there in the clip. Zach, I called him Charbonnet this weekend, but he is Zach Charbonnet after this one. You got to for him in our group chat. I'm not sure which ones you want to show, but yeah,
it could be. It could be our next T-shirt. Well, I said a week ago, I said Charbonnet, which is a shout out to How You Like Me Now. And
you throw it to the chat. Like, what's
the chat?
What's the Charbonnet nickname? Is there a T-shirt you guys want us to make?
Right, because we're gonna make the Mac Daddy. We'll do it. I'll put his face on a crisscross, and then I'll put Brett on the other, the Daddy Mac, Mac Daddy, and then Daddy Mac.
Man.
But no, it's just Charbonnet. He is. I've said this. He's very tough. He's talented. I knew K9 not being there was not going to be awesome for us, but because K9's a special talent. I can't imagine what we would have rushing if he was there. But shout out to Sharbs, shout out to Kenny Mack, and the offensive line. Oh my God! But it's not just the pieces; it was actually the scheme and the strategy. But how many times have I been asking? Can we just pull somebody and do? The zone's not working. Mm-hmm. Can we do some power, some counter? Can we do that? Do you know what we did? A lot of pulling. And when you pull, ladies and gentlemen, now that changes every defender's gap responsibility. And now you can find out who's really disciplined as a defense. So I'm just saying, like, the new generation of players and even coaches, this is old school ball that we just saw today. And it worked very well.
Well,
with some young linemen. That's all I'm saying. They did a great job. I got to give players.
And a back that needed to step up, in my opinion. I mean, honestly, I almost called him out in our preview episode. It's time to go. Let's go. There's been times when we need him in shorter situations, hasn't been able to get there. Today, running energized, running angry, like that cut on the shorter touchdown run, going out to the left. But then when he made the decision to go north and south and put his foot in the ground, I mean, that was lightning quick. Where's that guy? I mean, if he can be that when K9 comes back, and then Kenny Mack, who we haven't even talked about yet, our guy.
But
we got a running game, producer Crazy.
But brother, to your point, like even the first power that he took, like I think it was like 20, 30 yards.
Yeah.
Like the puller we went down and around. So we had angles on the defensive line. Strategically, it was beautiful. The puller went untouched for like 7 yards. That's unheard of. Like, and that just tells me that these younger, I don't want to say players, but coaches, players, generation, they don't know run game like that, and so it's now you're changing everybody's responsibility, and like to make a great athlete think, that's how you slow them down. And that's what we did today. It was the same play 2 or 3 times that got us 100+ yards. Like that was the craziest part. We didn't do anything special. We just did it. And I've been praying, literally waking up every day praying. Can we just pull a guy? Can we just make the gap responsibility move on the run? And it was a work of art, and it opened up the pass game, which was very efficient. But yeah, the one that he broke off that 50+ touchdown run, his cutback against the grain was a thing of beauty, and it was there. Okay, pun intended. Because it's our podcast. But I'm just saying, like, it was awesome to watch.
I'm trying to fix the Wi-Fi around here. I'm already getting called out. Now this time I got KJ's Wi-Fi, I guess. It flip-flops. I don't know.
He's lingering. He's just lingering.
Down in the middle of the show. And by the way, all the listeners and all you commenters out there, try to start your own podcast and then Zoom with a bunch of different people all over the country and see if it's consistent all the time.
All you Charbonnet sayers.
Charbonnet ends with 22 carries for 134 yards. That's 6.1 per 2 rushing touchdowns. He tacks on 7 receptions for 59. He's got silky mitts, as Lofa would say. And also, Lofa, pat yourself on the back and take some credit, because you told everybody that if he's on your fantasy team to start him this week. And who took the advice? Is there anyone out there? You should have been starting him anyway, but Lofa told you to start him. Did it work out for you? Did you go pick him up if he was available?
He was available, and this bastard in my league, he grabbed him before I can get him. But whatever. Yeah.
Either way,
he must have been watching our podcast, because he was scooped before I went. Right after I said it, I was like, "Yo, let me go grab that guy." And nope, He was gone.
Everybody listens to the All Day Show, man. We've been asking Charbonnet to go off. He goes off. We've been asking them to run the same play, flip it, run it again. Look what they did in this game.
It's a
You're
pattern,
welcome,
right? Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. The offensive line was the one opening up the holes, though. They finally put it all together. It's got to be their best game of the season. Geno Smith, post-game, said that if the offensive line can play like this, they will win every game. So that's some praise from the quarterback.
No, that's a fact. Like, Geno had all day to pass. We ran whenever we wanted to. In fact, the only runs that like really didn't work out was like the direct runs where we still went zone. And like when you're going zone, so ladies and gentlemen, because I'm trying to help you learn football. Zone means you go to an area, and if you can't help on a double team, you go straight up to the next level. We don't reach to that second level, and that's a problem. Because then there's nowhere. It's literally a brick wall in front of you. And that's all Canines had to work with all year. That's all Sharps had to work with all year. So while I know a lot of people are clamoring like, oh, why would we sign K9 if we got, Kenny Mack? No, we saw something completely different today than we've seen all year. So I can't wait till K9 gets healthy, because this is a guy that clocks 22 miles an hour at top speed. Like, he's up there with the fastest in the league. So just you get him to the second level, no one's catching him.
Yep. I'm in total agreement. Here. He's a special talent. We need to see him behind what this offensive line was in this game. You mentioned. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
O-line. Oh, I just got to give a shout out to O-line. No sacks.
Right.
No sacks.
No sacks. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Well, that's on Geno too. That's on Geno also getting the ball out, making decisions.
You're absolutely right.
Geno thing. But they're working in tandem there.
I feel like today Geno only held the ball twice, a little too long. One resulted into the intentional grounding, which was a bullshit call. Even the announcers said, they're like, no one usually gets called for that when there was a receiver there. And so it was bad. It was bullshit. But either way, it didn't hurt us, didn't affect us, didn't lead to any points or anything. And we continued to drive, actually. But the O-line, they stood up well. They dominated in the trenches, and that's where the game's won. So got to give them a shout out, because they've been under scrutiny all year. And it was awesome to see that they dominated today.
Yeah. Kenny McIntosh finishes with 7 carries for 38 yards, 5.4 average, but looks quick though, the one, let's see, there was one that he got in space, man. If he makes that guy miss, that total goes up from there. And we've been calling for him all year. Good to see him get a chance. And I think, just seeing more of him as we go along here would be good. Though, if we're going to get nitpicky though, at all, just talking run game and while we're on it, now JSN's got to just catch this ball and secure it, but the tricky little flips and the sort of getting cute when we get down close, dude. And I'm trying to love Grubbs and trust the process and all that, and we got his back on here. We have all season.
Yeah,
but we just either just straight hand it off, like give it to JSN coming around. But why do we got to kind of fake one way, flip the other way? Just no getting cute.
Yeah. Well, no, but it's okay. Like, that play had better not mess up in practice. It better be crispy as hell. And I'm going to take it back. The irony of this story I'm going to take you guys through right now is that 2009, we were going down to the Cardinals, and we were working on this, shovel pass, which ironically, the fucking Cardinals scored on us today on a shovel pass to Connor, right?
Yeah.
So, we worked it one time and it didn't work. Like, it just like the timing disrupted, right? It's all space and time, right? The second time it got like knocked down by one of our practice players. We still went into the game and ran it. Do you know what happened when we went into the game and we ran it on the goal line?
Let me guess. It went perfectly.
No.
I'm sure everything worked out great.
Yeah. Third time's a charm. No, not in this instance. So we ran it, and Adrian Wilson was just like, "Oh, it's a shovel pass." He walked right in front and picked it off on the 2. And I was like, Adrian Wilson, all pro bowler, like phenomenal player, I think Ring of Honor for the Cardinals. But I was like, okay, what gave us the big onions to call that play on the 2? We ran the ball damn near all the way down the field. We passed it all the way from our end zone to the 40 to TJ Hushmanzada. And then we ran it with our running back, I think it was Julius Jones, all the way down to the 2. And then we decided to do a shovel pass. And it didn't work 2 times in practice, and it damn sure didn't work in the game. So it's like, why are we trying to reinvent the wheel? Just hand it off.
I don't know. And I also don't like that they make me feel like my old man and, uncles growing up or something like the old get off my lawn. Like, why are we getting cute? Just run the ball. And I'm starting to sound like my dad yelling in the basement when I was a kid. And then they make me feel like that. Like, don't do that.
But Brett,
just don't even do that.
This is where I will say every fan has a right to be upset. You have a right to be upset because you're correct. You're like, okay, we got all the way down here, and now we're going to try a trick play. There's no space to really make do of if there's an over-aggressive defense, a reverse works. Yeah. They weren't over-aggressive. They were actually very disciplined. We were just actually knocking the hell out of them. So I just didn't understand the call or the timing of the call. And usually, between the 40s and the 40s, that's when
make any sense to me. Don't they have dads and uncles? Doesn't Grubb have a dad or an uncle, an old uncle?
Right.
Come on, you're supposed to know better.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
You know what I love though? I love the defense. The defense was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh
my God.
asked you guys, O or D, put it in the chat. If you're just getting here, who had a better game? O or D? One letter. Put it in the chat. It seems like everybody went capital D a little bit earlier. We'll see if that changes. So here we go. The defense, just becoming one of the best defenses in the league. Kyler Murray, 2 interceptions. Ernest got one of them. Ernest goes to interception school.
Ernest saves the Hawks. That's our next T-shirt.
Yeah. Yes. I love it. And our guy Kobe Bryant, who might have taken a few seasons to really blossom, but just become just a guy who's always around the ball. It's not a fluke. You say this is a full blown pattern. It's a habit.
Rather, yes, it is. It's been a pattern since he was at Cincinnati. It's just a pattern, and with one of these guys, he's a bigger guy, and so it's with this, his speed was still, and his toughness, he could do fine out there corner for years. But even when I was consulting for the Hawks a year ago and I got to spend time with him, I was like, Kobe, where you would really excel is safety. You would be a phenomenal safety, but there's always a hesitancy when you ask a guy to do something he's never done before, especially at the highest level. And I get that, but we are looking at the making of a very promising, special Pro Bowl. And I won't go to Hall of Fame. I want to keep him humble, right? But he's got the Mamba mentality, so I think he'll be fine even if I did say Hall of Fame. But he's got special size, speed, instincts, and athleticism. So you move a guy back there to safety, and it's just about, can you get him the experience and the reps? And once he has it, it's over. It's game over. The big hits are always there. I see him going for the ball. That was something
Who does he remind you of?
Who does he remind me of?
He's got some big babs in him, the way that he kind of pops up when you need him most.
He does, but you know what? I'll give you this, that when I was teammate with Babs, I was like, hey man, when you go to sign your next big contract, I would go pick a cover 2 team and be a corner until you have to transition. And this is the same thing I said to Kobe. It was like, yo, any cover 2 team that's their base. This is their home base. Like they run cover 2 because there's so much you could do with those guys and they show up in the run game. There's a lot of guys that play cover 2 that they're just not physical like these 2 guys we're talking about, Kobe and Babs. But Babs played so many positions growing up that he didn't really have like a home. You know what I'm saying? In terms of he was like a kick return specialist. He played offense. He played defense. Because he was, I think, 1 AA or Division II. And, Kobe, he played Division I and he was just primarily a corner. But I was like, dude, you have the vision of a safety. But I think Babs didn't have the benefit of the coaching. So I don't know that I can really pinpoint a guy size, speed wise, but instinct wise, more importantly, that Kobe reminds me of. He's special in his own way. But I've always saw him as a safety because the opportunities to get more interceptions, which he has the ball skills, the awareness of like going after it, which you saw him undercut that route. That was a thing of beauty. It was a thing of beauty. And I will give credit to the pressure. Pressure was there, but most guys just make the tackle in that situation, but he's got that Mamba mentality and he went for it.
You guys, who does Kobe Bryant remind you of? Maybe former Hawk, or you could, open it up to just any former kind of
anybody, right?
Or any current or former, but especially former Seahawks. Just who's he remind you of? Because man, he is really coming into his own, and I mean, having just an incredible season. Honestly, we thought that Spoon would get one today. Didn't get one today, but just showed up all over the place. Crispy tackles as usual. One-on-one. I mean, for a guy his size,
bro,
incredible.
And I know everybody's like, "Oh, you're glazing." I don't even know what the fuck glazing means, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm pretty sure it's not like awesome when a guy's talking about another guy. But I will say this: this dude is unbelievable. The effort. Because when you see a player of this caliber with this talent and this instinct, they don't always give max effort because they know they don't have to. This guy gives max effort. He's like a real dog. But the one that stood out to me the most, there was a 3rd and long, 3rd and 19, I believe. And we were so far retreated. But Kobe's a dog. Kobe came up. All you see is a blur come out of nowhere and smoke. I think it was either Mercado or Connor on the check down, just destroyed him. And the closing speed, that's not even just his sheer athletic ability and speed. It's the want to, which separates him from a lot of competitors. And it's unbelievable to watch.
Well, I think that's what pops through the screen. Like, even if, you might not know all the technical ins and outs of football or whatever, but the mentality, the want to, like you just described, it just jumps out there. And for a guy his size, you can always root for guys like that, especially who play like that. There's always one of those guys on every good team.
He's 180 pounds, and he's hitting guys 220 plus and knocking them backwards or down, and always going for the ball. It's like, the mentality, do you know what that takes? I can't imagine how bad his body hurts. Cause I know I was 240 and my body hurt every day. I felt like I was in a car accident every day. But
producer Katie's giving me the move on sign. We're glazing too much.
Okay. Yeah. Too much glaze.
Somebody in the chat goes glazed donut.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever.
Dude,
they don't know football. That's all it told me. If you guys are making fun of us for giving credit, you don't know football.
If glazing is wrong, I don't want to be right when it comes to food and the D.
Portland Trailblazers.
Trailblazers. Good. The Portland Trailblazers. All right. Ernest Jones needs an extension ASAP. I mean, you guys, everybody started talking about John and some of the moves of the front office and some questions starting to flow back and forth. And I know there's been some moves that haven't worked out. people were ready to try to throw some of these onto the pile, but no. This could go down as one of his best moves in a long line of many of those along his history. But Ernest Jones, man, and it was a sweet pick too. Great catch, goes up with his hands, not like DK. I mean, he goes up with his hands, high points that thing. He doesn't let it get into his body. But he also has 8 tackles to boot.
Well, that's DK. DK's problem. He's made of adamantium, so like Wolverine, and so bounces off him.
Right.
But no, go EJ, because that's my EJ. This motherfucker Jones is insane. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, and I keep coming back to it, how fast he closes. Did you see the play where Kyler bounced out? He broke contain. I feel like EJ was like a spy, and the edge collapsed. I forget who. Someone got, I'm just for lack of better words, got ragdolled, short edge. And he was like, oh, well, I might as well go around and make sure this little dude doesn't break contain. Well, that little dude broke contain, and that guy is so fast. And he walked him down. I was hopeful that he didn't get the penalty because he dove out of bounds to like hit his heels. He left inbounds, but he landed out of bounds. That's how far he can leap and lay out. But it was just sheer all-out will and determination to get him. And he didn't fall for that weak-ass juke like I would have. He just went, I'm all in. And it's, this is a guy that's raised our level of play, the standard. And when you get so many of these guys together, this is what – now, I'm not drawing comparison to the Legion of Boom. I'm just saying this is what, when we had the Legion of Boom, everyone was one-upping each other. Like, you think about all the studs and just the savages we had. It was like, I'm not going to let him show me up. I'm going to, out-hit him. And then someone else gets the biggest hit. And like the crowd goes, ooh. And that raises everybody's level of play. EJ's done that. And very quickly. That's what I'm most surprised about is how do the Rams give up on him? How does Tennessee give up on him? Like, yes, I absolutely think, true. Yeah, absolutely.
Like how Marshawn, was in Buffalo, like whatever's going on there, but like Pete, they just got him, it just was the right situation, the right mix of people.
He wasn't appreciated, Brett, to your point. He wasn't appreciated. And I don't know why, because this is his first interview. He came out and he said, you're getting a dog. We have a serious dog on our hands. And yes, I understand the market for linebackers, kind of like running backs, is very down. But this is a guy, even Sean McVay said, we made a mistake letting Ernest Jones leave. So thank you, Sean McVay.
Yeah, we'll take him, man. I mean, also, they said when they went out and got him, it's just a guy they wanted to bring in here. I think we're seeing why, right?
Absolutely. Oh my,
special.
I just want to get the film out and like go through a film study with you guys and just be like, yo, do you know how hard that is? Like, do you know? One of these days,
how hard that is.
One of these days, I'm going to get the film out just because I've been in that position and I've been in that situation. And yeah, a couple times made that play, but not at that clip, not at that percentage that he's done it because he's bigger, taller, faster, So,
well, and how about coming into a team midstream and having to move and just all the real world things that go along with that, not to mention, coming in, teammates, all the stuff.
Yeah. Bro, a whole new city, right? Yeah. And I don't even know. I don't know if he had to move his family or what. But either way, you're going to a whole new city, a whole new scene, having to hear a whole new message, learn a whole new philosophy, learn a whole new terminology and playbook. And so, I can't believe how seamlessly he's adjusted to the new setting, and he's become a leader very quickly. He's very special.
Well, how about the goose to his maverick or the shake to his bake Knight? Because he's T Knight. 3 tackles, 9 assists in the game. to help out Ernest is what did we say? 8-something tackles. I mean, but 9 is
8 and a pick. Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting there to help out, man. They're both just flying around.
And there was a lot of plays they took T Knight out. You know, he was like first and second down. He was in there on a couple nickel downs, third downs, but for certain packages that they wanted to run. But man, like I said, I think it was last podcast or maybe earlier. He reminds me of David Hawthorne. He reminds me of a faster David Hawthorne. Now, before I knight him, I'm gonna have to see some harder hits, but he laid the thunder on a couple of them. Like DeMarcado came across on a crossing route, and DeMarcado got up very slowly, the running back, and he's a tough dude. I've seen him play, got a lot of respect for him, but it's just and then even Knight got up a little slow, and they looked to him, they're like, "Hey, you good?" And he just gave the thumbs up. He's like, "I'm good." Like, didn't even say shit. He was just like, and that was a total David Hawthorne move, because I've seen Hawthorne, you know, knock some motherfuckers out, and I'm like, "Yo, Heat, you good?" And he was like, just
Silent thumbs up.
I'm like, "That's a dog." So,
somebody in the chat says we might have broken a viewer record. Can some producers check in on that maybe while I do pay some bills around here? Bet online, everybody. Bet online, whether using the web browser or their mobile app, use betonline.ag for all of your sports wagering needs. They also have a 24/7 online casino that never closes. Bet online, use our promo code Lofa. It's the podcast network's name. The promo code is
Believe, BLEAV.
all caps, BLEAV. You get a welcome bonus when you sign up and use the promo code at Bet Online. The Packers, it's a primetime matchup. It's coming up this weekend. It's Sunday Night Football with Chris Collinsworth and his son Jack. Hey, take your son to work day in Seattle. and
Gross.
and the whole gang from Sunday Night Football is going to be there. Let's go, Seahawk fans! Right, like this is a big one here. The Packers, they damn near took down the Lions. This is a good team. Possible, probably another playoff team here. So this is a big game here in the NFC, and I'm looking forward to it, man. And prime time, also, right?
Oh yeah,
tailgating is what I'm getting at.
Sunday. But I'm not
Great
wearing
game.
Packers gear. I hope you guys know I'm wearing the Ray Allen. All right. Let me get that 34 up there. Let me, you know. So,
Represent. Bring
yeah,
it back.
a horrible decision for me to put these colors on. Sorry, but we're gonna smoke those losers because we have them at home. And yeah, but Chris Collinsworth. Like, I'm just gonna say this fucking guy picked against us every time. Every time, when they have to do a pick, like it was just like he just kept. So I declined an interview, and he like hated me since, and whatever.
I honestly didn't even plan on bringing up the Collinsworths. It came out.
Well, I like Jack. Is that his son? I feel like his son does a really good job. I love Tarico. Love
Good
that
job
guy.
with Nate and his dad.
But yeah, Collinsworth asked to speak to me, and I was like, "Nah, I'm good." I think it was like 2006 or 2007. Well, I said, I was like, he always picks against us. So I was like, why would I? No, I'm not going to. I'm just going to prove him wrong again. Me and my boys, we're going to prove him wrong again. He's just going to end up losing his pick. So there's that.
How'd it go?
Yeah, we won.
Yeah. Take that, Chris.
Yeah. Hope he picks the Packers. Hope he picks the Packers.
No. Here's a guy.
Yeah.
No. Here's a guy, Lofa Tatupu. He doesn't want to do it. Mike, you hear? He doesn't want to do it. He don't want to do it.
Did you?
I guess I picked it.
Did you see that throwaway from Mahomes? Oh. Like what a heads up play. And it's just like, bro, he threw the ball away. They're punting.
We're supposed to be talking Packers Seahawks, but at the end of this, Chiefs
that's-
Chargers game tonight. Like Mahomes, I mean, he dumps one to Kelsey, but he look like some of these 9-year-olds I have that play baseball that palm the ball wrong, like, and it's headed towards the ground. And Kelsey does what he does and catches it on one knee, and they win the thing by boinking it in the most Chiefs fashion possible. But there's Collinsworth. How does Mahomes do it?
Well, but that's even like the whole thing is like, yeah, like when he scrambles, can somebody, any defender that watches any film, just sit in the middle of the fucking field? Because that's where Kelsey or Gray or all the tight ends sit. Because you're not supposed to throw it across the body to the middle of the field. That's a big no-no. But, while everybody's running and assuming like, oh, everybody's running, we're in the zone. I got to run with the zone because the quarterback's going to just takes 2 steps and sits in the middle of the field, right between the hashes. I could make a library that would take 4 hours over just the last 2 years of Kelsey, Gray, all of them just sitting in the middle of the field waiting for Mahomes to throw it back.
If you need footage, Collinsworth has all of it.
He has a whole library dedicated to these
Mahomes.
connections.
Yep, arm angles. He calls
Mahomes and Maato. He's got them both.
Oh man. Anyway, Packers, Seahawks, prime time next weekend. Be there.
Be there.
If you want seats, go to epicseats.com. EPICSEATS.com. It's a local Seattle company. These guys are local, everybody. The whole thing is local, the guys and gals at epicseats.com. Let them know that we sent you there. And if you're selling seats, they're going to give you, it used to be an extra $12 a seat because our show was called Take 12. I'm sure they'll still honor that, right? Or I'll get an angry call from Jimmy Seats. One or the other. But either way, if you're buying or selling seats, do it with epicseats.com, everybody. They got tickets to the Packers game this Sunday night. They also have tickets for the Vikings game, which will be the last regular season
home game.
Yeah. So get your seats at Epic Seats, everybody. Time for the Q&A. You guys have been patient. Thank you so much for hanging on. And if you're just getting here, fill up the chat with whatever you want. We're here to answer your super chats or super comments or big time.
All of it.
Supersized comments, whatever they call
Super
them.
cat.
For as long as you've got them. Producer Katie, are you ready to go?
Ready.
All right. Hit it.
Lita.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that good D all day. Defense curve.
Yeah, that I was thinking defense too.
Yeah, totally.
Did you notice when you said fill up the super chat O or D? There were so many D's in the chat.
So many D's. Big D's.
Yeah.
Glazed D's.
Oh my God. Don't be a glazer. Don't be a glazer, as they say. But Lita, you're absolutely right. That defense was phenomenal.
Jay Schnozzle.
Wait, Jay Glazer?
Oh.
Sorry.
Jay Schnozzle. Blue and green filled the stadium. The whole team came together on this one, and it was fun to watch. What are the thoughts on the 6-point second half?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Jay Schnozzle, first of all, were you in building? I want to know, or were you seeing the blue and green on TV, which is fine. But if you were boots on the ground, I want to know that too, because I want to get first count of someone who was there. Lofa, the 6-point second half.
We were protecting a lead, and I thought, the Cardinals, when they were spending all those timeouts before 4 minutes, I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Thank you. But then when we broke the huddle while the clock was running and we snapped the ball with 20 seconds, even the announcers were like, oh, okay, we've already had, did we have like 2 delay games today, which still, bothers me.
No.
But then you're going to snap the ball at 20 seconds when you have ample time. Like, just stay in the huddle. Like, you're not surprising anybody when you run the ball. So, like, clock management, I still think we have some work to do on that part. That's nitpicking, but yeah, 6 point. We did what was needed. Geno drove the distance after they missed the field goal, and we got 3 from Myers. The left hash, definitely scared me. Right?
Yeah, well,
but
let's not talk about it too much. He's playing well, and that's about all
he's playing great. No, I love him, and it's just the whole, I don't know, the mental aspect of the left hash, because I still don't think I've ever seen him miss right. And so it's like, okay, if you only miss left and you're on the left hash, any other spot would be favorable. Yeah, just a scotch. Just move the scotch that way.
You're like I do on a golf on the tee at golf. Like I move all the way to the left because I got a slice
facing
over
the
this
other
way,
direction.
and then I turn. I mean, it's stupid because I move over 4 feet on the tee box, even though I'm still going to hit it, 38 yards left. Right?
Brother, I'm like Caddyshack, and I turn like the opposite way, like the opposite direction, just to make sure it lands somewhere in the proper fairway.
Right. Yeah.
So, but but he played a great game, and we did what we needed to do, and we drained the clock. So I'm not worried about. Right before the half, I was very upset with the clock management and I know we're getting the ball right after the half, so don't be greedy. I understand that. Protect the lead. We have a defensive head coach. So, but we had 2 timeouts and plenty of time, and they weren't doing anything on offense to make us feel threatened, So why not go for it, at least get a field goal out of there and make it a bigger gap, and then we have the ball after the half. I didn't understand that approach. That's the only thing I took issue with, really.
I didn't mean to cut you off midstream. I was just going to say that for me, the 6 points in the second half was A-okay, because I'm pretty sure I got so close to the score prediction this week, and I'm scouring the desk here for my little piece of paper. I don't know where it went, but didn't I say 29-17, or did I say 30-17? Either way, 30-18 final score, super close.
You were very
as close as I've ever gotten, actually. Nobody nailed it, though, if you're keeping score at home. Nobody nailed the score prediction. 30-18 is kind of a wacky score. I don't know if I've ever seen that one before.
I thought for sure you would have called that before, though.
I messed up. See, I said 17. It's too normal. I should have just upped it by 1, because I'm pretty sure I said 29 or 30 for the Hawks. Pretty close. Anyway, for the Packers game, the gift card from Simply Seattle on the score prediction challenge will be up to $125.
25,
coming this week. But yeah, next comment here. What do we got?
John Langston. I'm calling him Charbonnet because he was in the heat today.
Johnny Langston. Charbonnet.
Thanks for joining the chat tonight, John. I love this. That's really good.
Should put little chili peppers around him.
You should start selling hot sauce immediately.
Yep.
Specialty hot sauce. Let's go.
That was awesome.
Yep.
Moy 206. I ain't forgetting y'all called him Charbonnet.
Hey, don't say y'all. Hold that, Moy 206.
Hey, listen. I don't like this whole thing where you're not allowed to be critical of someone when it's okay to be critical of them because they might someday have a good game or whatever. He could turn into a Hall of Fame player. I'll still say that at the time when he was a bit meh, and I'll stand by it. And if he corrects it into wearing a gold jacket someday, hell yeah, that's all the better for my team.
Maybe he's a big all-dayer and he heard you. And that's when Charbonnet came out.
Well, if that's the case, I'll introduce him in Canton.
Yeah, right? We'll be there with the sign.
Call me.
Never forget, we called you Charbonnet. or meh. We started this journey.
John Langston, let's give it up one time for the run game and the performance from Sharps. Defense looked great with great defense pressure and 2 turnovers. Go Hawks.
Yep. Amen.
I mean, the pressure was insane. Kyler never looked comfortable back there. And that's where the big plays came from. And we turned 14 points into it, out of it. So off both turnovers. So, yeah, absolutely. Johnny Langston, great point. And, you know, like, how about the penalties? Like the holding calls, the Derek Hall provided, Mafe, like Jay Reed, like they were calling, like, especially inside where Jay Reed, they usually don't call that, but that's how much pressure we were supplying. And so great point, brother. Great point.
Joe over on the side chat there says he thinks I said 29-17. Just listen to the preview yesterday. Shout out to Joe for checking out the preview pre-game and listening.
Way to keep us on our toes, Joe. Way to keep us on our toes.
29-17. It was 30-18. Come
Pretty
on.
close.
That's
close.
pretty good.
Pretty
and
good.
Lofa told you to start Sharps. See, this isn't just
why you
some
listen.
podcast where this guy stutters all over himself and gets things wrong and pushes buttons incorrectly and things like that. We say smart stuff. You just got to listen closely. All right.
I've been asking since week fucking 1 for your goddamn pullers and trap, and fucking we finally got it in week 14? Like, so hey, I think a lot of people are listening.
Yeah.
Alex Santos, great team win. Stop the run the ball. I'm excited to see how we match up against other contenders like Green Bay and Minnesota.
Yep. Minnesota. Did you see Lofa? Minnesota put up, I think, 42 points today. JJ went off. And Darnold, your Trojans, kind of balling out. Kind of, you know, story at the beginning of the season, sure, and just keeping Minnesota playing very well. They also feel a bit disrespected and under the radar. I saw a few of them in post-game interviews saying, you know, we're the ones to look at. Everyone's talking about Detroit, but like we're blah, blah, blah. So they're, you know, they got a chip on their shoulder. I mean, that the Green Bay, Minnesota, and Minnesota games, those are 2 tough matchups coming up.
Absolutely, but I'm not worried about those losers from Minnesota. I'm worried about those losers from Green Bay first, right? Let's worry about the task at hand. And you know, it's those are both 2 tough games, but just one game at a time. And the confidence that this team's building, like, you can't understate like how much every game means in terms of like watching the continuity and the chemistry build and the confidence. So where they're just like, you know, like we close out games, we win. And someone said in the comments, I'd have to go back. I think it was Tiza. Was it Tiza? Is that how you say it? I don't know. But anyways, I saw the comment where you said the pride to not let, you know, even though there's only like 7-8 seconds left, to not let them score at the very end, the Cardinals. Yeah. Hell yeah. That's what we live for.
Every blade of grass, right?
You have an opportunity, you make the most of it, and they did. And it was, I was expecting, you know, Kyler to just like, well, there's nothing to lose. We're down 2 scores. We have to get a touchdown, and then we have to get the onside and then score another touchdown. I was expecting him just to throw one up and us come away with it. But he didn't give us that opportunity, but we played really well. And just that toughness and that spirit of like, no, like you ain't scoring shit on us, even though you need a score, an onside, and a score. You're not getting the first one. It was awesome to see.
Keenan, it's lay a MF out Sunday. Let's go.
Yep.
F and A, Keenan. All right.
Thanks for dropping by.
The hits. You could hear the hits through the screen. Like you could hear them just pop, pop, pop.
Yeah.
It was. You love that. You love that shit.
Adrian Ballin. Brett, how about Charbonnet? I love the goal line TD when we went 23 personal and eye candy to jet sweep with Sharp. Finally, unpredictable red zone creativity.
Oh, we got someone who plays Madden in the chat. Cool.
No,
Adrian.
but
yeah, I mean, he balled out. He balled out. Good.
I will say this about that one play. Yes, it was creative. It bewilders me that it actually worked, because it's like, okay, you have these reports of goal line, and like we've only been in like heavy goal line personnel 23, like Aiden just pointed out. I don't know, maybe 4 reps out of the year. We're in week 14. So like, what is that? 1 every 3 games, 1 every 4 games. And we ain't never shown that. So if I see a big fast dude streaking across, my eyes are going to just like, oh, he might be getting the ball. They're not running downhill. So I'm just going to run over the top and smoke him between the numbers, which is where he scored. So it's like, I don't know if some of these kids, and I say that respectfully, even watch football anymore, but like that was the easiest play to read in terms of now. Yeah, very creative, very successful. But I put that more on like defenses not actually paying attention, because we've only been in 23 personnel like 5 times this whole year.
Yeah, man, these kids are too busy watching YouTube. You know what?
Or making TikToks, little TikToks.
VO phase. You say Charbonnet. I say Charbonnet.
Charbonnet.
Hey, keep proving me wrong, man. Prove me wrong the rest of your entire career. Just keep going. Fine.
Prove us wrong. We are a team over here.
I can't wait to be wrong forever. Do it every game forever. Run that hard. Run that angry. Be that decisive. Be that tough. Good.
No, he's always been that tough. I'm just going to say shout out to that O-line once again, because like I watched Lamea, who had a great game. I watched him pull around twice. He didn't, as a puller, you're hitting somebody within like 2 yards. I watched him walk up through one hole. The first long run that Sharps had, Lamea didn't hit anybody for like 7 yards. So this is what I'm talking about with discipline as a defense, is when the gap moves, like you're like, oh, I just got the B gap. I just got the A gap. And now you move the gap on pullers. This is what I'm talking about, discipline. And for a puller, an offensive lineman to go all the way around 3 or 4 gaps and run through the line for 6-7 yards before he hits him. Charbonnet like ran past him, slowed down to let him catch up, blocked somebody, and then ran past him again. So it was wild to me. Like, why haven't we been using pullers earlier?
Official word from the producers, Lofa. This is a season viewing record tonight. Congratulations, everybody. Let's see how high we can make it go. Just copy the link right up there in your on the little.
We
part.
love y'all. Tell some friends and tell some friends.
If you're on your phone, go to the little arrow thing below the video, press share, copy link, and then text your family group chain. The boys are on right now. They're talking some football. Producer Katie's reading questions. Go ahead and jump on. Let's raise this number as high as we can go. Set a world record even, maybe, Katie.
Ooh, yeah.
She's shaking her head.
Heck yeah. Aiden Espinoza says, I truly believe this team moves at the speed of their offensive line.
Yeah.
The defense is showing out, but I'm getting sick of the offensive inconsistency.
Some people are upset in the chat. I see you guys in the side chat, the 6 points in the second half. Maybe we should take some extra time here because, it's kind of interesting. Like, it's one of those games where because of the flow of it as I was watching as a viewer, I didn't really notice, honestly, that we weren't really scoring in the second half because the defense is holding them down because they only got the 1 touchdown with in the third quarter. They got the 8 points and then nothing in the fourth quarter. So, they outscored us by 2 points, but outscored them by plenty in the first half. So to be honest, I didn't notice, but then you look at the box score and it's like, oh, okay, maybe there is something to talk about there. Or is there nothing to talk about?
No, you're absolutely right. I felt the same way, the vibe and the flow of the game. And I think, we were just protecting the lead. I think that's smart football. Just don't hurt yourself, stay aggressive, but aggressive. I don't know, Sharps was getting like 6 or 7 a carry. So like, just keep handing it off. That's why might have been like a year high 22 carries, right? I don't know. I think Canine might have had 20 at one point this season early on, but I was happy with the way it was called, other than the trickery on 2nd and 10 with the flip pass that went fumbled. So I was not concerned at all. Yeah, like it's not awesome. You want to see us stand aggressive, but no, I thought we did well, especially considering they weren't really doing much on offense. The only thing that concerned me was when they went hurry up or no huddle. That's when they actually had some success. Because you know why? We looked tired. We had no pass rush, and Kyler used his legs when he had to, but we just weren't letting anything behind us. I mean, they have some very talented guys over there. Harrison, McBride, who gashed us, the game before. But I just thought we did what was called for. And, 30-18, let's keep things in perspective, ladies and gentlemen. I mean,
last game, Kenneth Walker had 16 carries for the 41 and Charbonnet had 22. So, they kind of stuck with it, but not in full earnest. I don't think.
I don't know if I saw a single puller in that game, right? Which changes everything. And then also Lumea got his first start this week and he played great. So like there was a lot of change in the 2 weeks, which we didn't expect, because even in the preview, if you watched it, it's like, I thought that the Cardinals would get Murray on the perimeter more, and they really didn't. But the first long touchdown pass, guess what it was? It was play action bootleg. We pulled him up. So it was supposed to be outside, but he half rolled because he read it correctly and then threw it to Michael Wilson. But in the secondary, we just lost our eyes. It wasn't, this is the same thing that when we talked about, when we showed the clip of McDonald, he said, I freaking screwed up the first drive, right? It's a great leader taking ownership of that, but we just lost our eyes. It was nothing. And we showed it was nothing as we continue to hold them down for the next 3 quarters.
Who's going to bring up JSN in the chat or put him into one of their super chats so we can talk about him, because he went off again today?
It's got to be Johnny Langston, who's been pumping him up for
Johnny
ever.
But then also, what about Geno, man? We're barely even mentioning Geno. It's like almost like an afterthought now when he just rips it up for a game. I mean, only 6 incompletions, 233 yards, a touchdown, no picks. Come on.
Yeah. No, I know. Well,
let's go.
No, they don't want to praise when he just makes. Yeah, they take it for granted, and like you don't know what you got till it's gone. And I don't think we're going to be able to afford him, and it's going to be unfortunate because while you can add a lot of pieces by saving that salary cap, because someone's going to value that. They're going to be like, "Yo, bring him over here. We got a defense or a run game. You give him either, and this is the kind of performance you're going to get week in and week out with that clutch factor, because he has the most game-winning drives in the last 3 years. Don't forget about that. So, yeah. But next question. Someone just had a question, and I wanted to get to it. Yeah, here we go.
Razor Ramen. Lofa name change. That
Yes.
JSN catch was fired. 2 interceptions. Big.
Oh, the WWE fans right here. Lofa's got that one.
This is
right?
This was our boy Ram, right? And then so he changed his name to Razor Ramen. Razor Ramen.
Razor Ramen. Not Ramon.
I love it. Oh my God. But the JSN catch. Okay. Thank you for bringing it up. The JSN catch. Okay. Geno stood tall, delivered a strike, got fucking absolutely peppered. And they showed the review because I was like, there's no way he caught that. he caught it with his fingertips and there was still space underneath. That is an incredibly, it's, not impossible because I just saw it happen, but I don't see many guys ever make that catch. But then he turned up field for another like 10 yards.
Yeah.
That was like the more impressive fact is that most guys they go to the ground to catch it, right? He wasn't satisfied with that. He is that dude. Thank you, Rom, for pointing that out because that was an incredible effort on both players' parts, but then especially incredible that he caught it and then turned up field for more yardage.
Yeah, JSN helping out my fantasy team with 5 receptions, 82 yards, and a touchdown on the day. I think he's still in top 5 in terms of receivers in all of the NFL, I think, yardage-wise. And just, talk about a player who, again, he's not a rookie. He's been here a few seasons, but he's blossoming. I mean, people talking about Grubb. You can question some play calling, things like that, but systematically, JSN is flourishing.
Well, I don't know how many of you, and jump in the chat, please, to correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if you guys saw him before he tore his hamstring off the bone and had to get it surgically repaired, but nobody was catching this guy in college. And I know now we're at another level, the NFL, where everybody's fast, but if he didn't have that going on, because he missed his entire, I was a consultant for the Hawks a year ago when he was drafted, and he missed the entire offseason, making sure he missed the last 6 games of his college career, to make sure it got healthy. But he played through it for a couple games. That's how tough this kid is. So he's the real deal. And God help the league and all defenders if he actually gets back to full strength in terms of full speed, because he eats up zone. He finds the windows. Hands are as natural as I've ever seen. And then if he gets that speed back, that top end speed, and you can't catch him, good luck. Every single Ohio State, they had 5. Garrett Wilson, Olave, all these other guys. I think McLaurin might have been there as a senior when he was a freshman. They had so many great receivers. They all said that JSN was that dude. That's saying something.
Except for all that he is, he can't catch a pitch. What the heck? That thing crossed perfectly.
Was it a spiral? This is where I'll get on Geno. Was it a spiral?
No, it was not.
Aiden Espinoza.
It's kind of a knuckleball.
Off track here. Best Christmas gift you ever received?
Oh, a random one. Man,
Okay,
the listeners
Aiden.
really know me.
Okay, Aiden. Yeah, I think this is a Brett question. Go ahead, Brett.
Yeah, I can't stay on track for too long. I like it, Aiden. Best Christmas present I ever received? Man. Well, I got to sit here and think about it.
Well, you can't.
Man. My son is born pretty close to Christmas. Does that count? No? That's kind of a cop-out answer, isn't it?
That counts. I mean, that's pretty awesome. That's a pretty awesome gift.
Yeah, she's like, what?
Thanks, Trish.
Oh man, best Christmas present I ever received. I think I got a PlayStation one time, and it was definitely all I asked for. I think my brother and I went in on that together, on the wish list. We're both just asking for one thing this year, and then just
let's go halvesies on this.
Please. And I remember we got that. It was the coolest Christmas ever. Yeah. Except no games. What the heck? We got the console, but we couldn't do anything with it. No, I'm just kidding.
I think in 2006, we played a game around Christmas. I think we lost, but we still won the division because some other losers lost. So that was the best gift I think I could ever, that big football guy over here, right? So thank you to the Rams or Arizona, because I think we played the Niners and we lost. I think Frank Gore had another $144, but we won the division. Process of elimination, ladies and gentlemen.
Alina says, we gave a royal flush to the Cards. Some game by Geno. Love his stats
Play
for
on
this
words.
game.
I like it.
Great to see all the Hawks fans at this game. Let's go.
Yeah, we always take over Arizona, but it's kind of it's not as impressive as it should be because, like I've said on this show a million times, there's no such thing as an Arizona Cardinals fan. Just I've never met one. I don't think I've ever even seen one really, other than on TV. So
Right. Those are extras. Those are, like in your acting world, right? That's what they call extras.
right, paid background actors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's nothing but Seahawks fans and people from Seattle who moved down to Arizona also. Arizona is like
Actually, that is a weirdly connected.
yeah, like on the East Coast, it's like everyone from New York moves to Florida, but on the West
Florida.
Coast, down to Arizona. Same thing.
Exactly.
It's high heat.
Mega Delta Force, both O and D was on it today. Looks like we're a contender. Sharbs had a career day. JSN with another TD. Ask Mac why he's not getting any reps. LOL.
Wait, what? Who's not getting any reps? Oh, ask Mac why. Are you talking about Macintosh? Are they
Kenny
talking
Mac? I think it's Kenny Mac.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got some reps. He looked great.
Unless we're misreading.
Very
the text.
explosive. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Or is he asking Mac why Sharbs isn't getting more reps? Right. That's if I could read into this, and I'm a horrible reader, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I take away from this. Well, because we changed everything up. Mega Delta Force. We actually brought the Mega Delta Force on the offensive front.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, we were moving people out of the hole. We were using pullers, which changes everybody's responsibility on defense. And this is what I've been asking for. And the play action even works off of it. Like the play action looked very good today. And I thought Geno, he wanted the shots a couple times, and I'm just glad to see we actually sent some guys deep. Like everybody wasn't just sitting at like 10 to 15 yards. That's very easy to cover. We sent a couple guys vertical where now, the flat defender got drained to make sure if a corner was behind him, he had like a corner route was behind him, he had to get at least to 12 to 15 yards. So the 5-yard check down turns into an easy catch. And then space of 5 yards, like now came a first down a couple times. And then we actually saw Arizona flip that on us. And that's what they had some success with when they did start moving the ball on us.
People in the chat are saying there are Cardinals fans here. Maybe some of our listeners are living in Arizona. Yeah, see, that's the thing. There might be people in Arizona who wear Cardinals gear, but people who live in Arizona never leave Arizona. So I don't ever see them anywhere else. So it's like if a tree falls, if an Arizona Cardinals fan lives in Arizona, does it really exist? I don't. Not in my mind.
Nah.
David Minia, traveling to Seattle from SoCal for 21st birthday. Can't wait to experience my first home Seahawks Sunday night football game with the 12s.
Yes.
Big fan of the podcast. Keep it up.
Hell yeah, David Manaya, hopefully.
Manea.
Could be.
My dog. David, my dog. I'm just going to say we'll be at Touchdown City. We're always there. Hour and a half before the game. Yeah. Come kick it with us. Have a Savage Brew with us. And let's party.
Yeah. And by the way, anybody wearing all day gear, which is, available at alldaybrand.co, anything that is all day from the merch store. If you're wearing it, I'll buy you a beer on the spot. And void where prohibited up to double-digit beers. I don't know. Like some group's gonna walk up and demand this.
Yeah.
We'll see if it gets out of control or not. But this is.
I'm gonna wear the hat. I'm gonna wear the shirt. I'm gonna wear the sweatshirt. That's 1, 2. That's 3 beers right there. So
oh man, Katie, I'm gonna need the company credit card. All right, hook me up. But yeah, shout out. And by the way, if you're traveling from SoCal, which they said they were, are you flying Delta? And will you be on my flight with me? This commute that I've started taking this season. You guys, the Delta flight, it's so easy. You get to watch live TV on most of these flights. It's not just movies, or you have to get out your own cell phone, like on some airlines. I don't know if you've ever flown some of those airlines that make you take out your own iPad or your own phone. It never works.
Right.
They're holding the thing all weird. It's like I try to like lean my phone up against the drink cup, but then I'm out of drink, so then it's light and it slides
keeps
back.
falling.
The whole thing's a mess. No, not Delta. They just got the screen on the seat, perfectly displayed for you. It's usually a touch screen, and sometimes, like I said, live TV. So if you're flying during a sporting event, it's the best because most people on the plane are watching that sporting event. You start cheering for it on the plane. It's a party on Delta, everybody. Delta Airlines. Go to 12status.com if you're a Washington resident and 18 years or older and sign up for 12 Status. You get one free Delta Sky Mile for every yard the Seahawks throw for this season. So this game, you would have received 233
yards
from Geno Smith. 12status.com. Sign up right now. The last time I was talking to our friends from Delta, they said that like in 1 week, they had like 60,000 people signing up for this thing. It's the greatest promotion on the planet Earth.
Yeah, it is.
So, I mean, even if you're not flying Delta in the near future, just sign up. You get free miles. 12status.com.
I mean, like 5,000 miles that we're going to throw for. That's, you know, you can go coast to coast twice. You can go there and back.
If you're a Seahawks
Full
fan,
round trip.
you live in Washington State and you're over 18 and you're watching a game and you see them complete a pass and you're not signed up, just punch yourself square in the face.
Just one of these.
What are you doing?
Alina Doll t-shirt, a bottle of Charbonnet with cleats, having lightning on the side, showing that he is that fast. Label on the bottle, go Hawks.
All right.
Love the 12s.
Yeah. People want us to call him like wine. Like Charbonnet.
Chardonnay.
A little too close.
Very smooth.
So far is my favorite.
Charbonero.
Yeah.
You don't like Charbonnet? And then on the back, I'm just going to say, how you like me now?
You know what I like? I like Alina. Always
True.
stopping by, always leaving a comment every single time, especially on the live. We love you.
All day, every day. Alina.
Richard Bird. I love what I'm seeing from Barner when he gets the ball.
Yes.
He's fucking people, making them his bitches.
Yes, beast mode. He caught that ball.
Yes.
Looked for contact. Truck stick to guy. You had to get up off the couch on that one.
We had him on the pod, right? We did the interview and wrestling background, fucking full Nelsons and shit. Like, this is what he's about, that life, ladies and gentlemen. And so, did you have any doubt in your mind? If you're an all-day family member and you watch these player interviews and you really get to know the background story and these guys, he was like, I just want to beat people up. And I was like, I love that. A little tear dropped from my eye. I love it.
Yeah. You guys can find our interview with him. He was on maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, I think. It's on the YouTube channel. Find it, check it out. Just big, strong kid from Ohio. Likes moving people around. And that one play in particular, I knew we'd bring it up. I'm so happy that the commenter brought it up.
He caught the ball, and there was just that one poor soul in the flats. And like, it was almost slow motion. Like, he got the ball and he turned upfield and he was just like, you. It was special place in my heart.
Bionic Giraffe 94. Awesome win today. Next two are going to be tough. What will it take to win out?
Offensive line that plays like this.
Bionic Giraffe, I love you. But yeah, it'll be tough with that attitude. How about we just keep kicking ass because we're on a 4-game winning streak, about to make it 5.
Yeah. Giraffe, what don't you understand about glazing?
Yeah.
Dude, You don't get it?
Stand tall. You got a long neck.
Blind positivity. That's what we like around here. No, I think of the remaining schedule. Well, hey, don't discount the Rams now either. I don't know did you flip over to that at all today? Puka Nacua, just what in the world is Puka Nacua? This guy, I mean, I don't like the Rams, but I like watching him play. You see that catch on the sideline? The toe tap, the throw from Stafford, just I don't know. I mean, they don't scare me, but we do have them last up, and it does seem like this might come down to us and them, even though the Niners took care of business too.
We do, and I know you guys all been asking for like a road trip or a party. If it comes down to that, I'm flying my ass right down to LA, and I can't guarantee I'll go to the game, but I will go to a party, and I mean, we are the party, so let's get serious. But yes. We will go down there and we will burn that town to the ground, just like I did 20 years ago when I won a couple national championships with USC. Fight on.
Maybe you've heard of it. Everybody's discounting the Bears. Speaking of your Trojans, Caleb Williams, by the way, there's another game left on the Seahawks schedule. There's the Packers, the Vikings, the Rams, and the Bears is thrown in there.
And the Care Bears.
Yeah. It's another prime time game, by the way, 5:15 for that one in Chicago, 26th of December. Ooh, brisk. That wind coming off the lake.
Alina Doll, I have to say it. F the refs. F to their bosses for not holding them accountable. F them for screwing up another game. Bills and Rams. F them all.
Oh, blaming the refs in the Bills game.
I didn't see it, but I believe you, girl. But yeah, even I hate those guys. Yeah, but even in our game, like the one that they called Oluwatimi, like he sealed the guy, and then his hands went up, which. Yeah, that's always a big no-no. But when the hands go up, if I'm a ref, okay, hands go up. But if you see a guy looking around, that's the sign of like guilty party. He went to seal him off and then throw him, and then the guy just fell down. He was just like, oh, like, and just looked at him like loser. And even one of Connor's big runs, it was a questionable call, like how they saw it. So because this is like inside the trenches, like guard center area, but they called it, and I was just like, I don't know, it's just good old fashioned football. The fact that they called that was kind of surprising by me, but I'm with the lean on this one.
Should we be giving credit to Connor at all? Guy signs a new contract. He was almost non-existent the first time against us, and then in this game, I mean, he had a good game.
We absolutely should. He is like, I think 3 straight years, over 1,000 yards from scrimmage. I don't know if it's rushing, but they even put the stat today. And yeah, he's that dude. But I'm going to be right back. I got to use the bathroom.
Yeah, do your thing. James Conner, 18 carries, 90 yards, 5 per. He didn't get into the end zone, but I think I was just bringing it up to Pat Lofa on the back one more time because he said he was going to have a better game, and he did. Even though, it didn't lead to points and we were able to contain him ultimately. But, hey, that's how it goes. I'll take a question here by myself. Katie, go ahead. Throw it up there.
Eaglet Snupper.
Oh, yeah.
Hawks championship hinges on what O-line shows up.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. We got to keep this group. I think the one that played today most successful so far. And we keep this group together. I think it spells positive things going forward. But I think like Lofa would say, if he's sitting right here, I hear him say, but we got to pull and we got to run this kind of scheme because it's not just the players. I mean, it's them executing whatever the game plan was. And they had a hell of a game plan coming into this game. Let's stick to this game plan because it allows Geno to be efficient. If the running game is giving the defense pause on the play action passes, things like that, things open up down the field and Geno can do what Geno did. I mean, 6 incompletions. And it's not like he didn't throw very many times. What do you got? 30 attempts, 24 of 30. Perfect. This is the exact game you need from this whole team. Isn't it, everybody? I mean, you guys tell me if I'm wrong, but this game, you run the ball, Geno's efficient. You turn them over twice. You hold them to 18 points. Lofa always says 17, so they gave up one, but overall a good game, excellent game, amazing game, incredible game.
The best.
I love this comment because I feel the same way. The pride to not, Chris Loreno, the pride to not let the Cardinals score on that last drive was a feeling that I haven't felt in a while. A real dog mentality. I loved it.
Yep. How about some more shout out just along the defense and defensive line? How about Big Cat? Another great game. Guys playing hair on fire.
Chris, you're absolutely right. And I'm sorry. I think Tiza, Tiza, said that, but maybe I was mistaken because these comments, you guys love it that you guys just keep filling it up and it just keeps rifling through that I can't even read, which I also told you I have trouble reading anyways. But you're right. That mentality has been missing for a long time. But it's contagious. And for the first half of the season, even, I just felt like every time you saw a big hit or someone just giving more effort than normal, it was Spoon. And now everyone's getting on the action. But I would be remiss if I said, because, Big Cat, he's getting a lot of praise. He got the player of the week last week. He kicked major ass today, had a big deflection, a ton of pressures. Even he's probably got 20 pressures in the last 3 games. But the arrival of Ernest Jones and the insertion of T. Knight into the lineup, right? It can't be understated in terms of what they mean in terms of mentality, big hits, and then also relieving some of that pressure because now we're getting true one-on-ones. And Murphy, a lot of the shit he does doesn't go down in the stat sheet. He's taken to keeping the integrity of the line of scrimmage. We have so many dogs out there. But yeah, Chris, you're absolutely right. Just keeping them out of there. It was a thing of beauty because a lot of teams especially would just say, oh, well, okay, they still have to get the onside and then they don't have enough time to get the onside and then also throw a Hail Mary, right? But they were just like, nah, fuck that. You ain't scoring. You ain't scoring on us.
Is Murphy, because like you said, it's not showing up necessarily stats-wise, but is what Murphy's doing, that's what's freeing up Williams to be able to do what Williams does best?
Not just Murph, but the linebackers going downhill. Ernest Jones, man. He had one where we didn't set the edge, and I don't know if it was DeMercado or Connor, who both have great speed, but he dodged, duck, dive, and dodge, right? A blocker. And he was there, but just that one split second where he had to avoid but the attacking, when a lineman sees or gets, because they've came up and just smoked them, a lineman's like, hey, we can't stay on the double team any longer. They'll go back in the huddle and they'll be like, yo, bro, we call that play again. You are not getting any help. I'm going straight up to 13 or 48 because they can move and they can hit. So now when they start climbing, now you're dictating as a defender, even though we're really the reactors, the offense knows where they want to go with everything. Now you can play a game with them and you just tell your D lineman, hey, stay front side. And I'm going to run downhill and then juke the guy and go back door and then get flat. And I don't know who I could compare him to in recent memory that has made that many tackles at or behind the line of scrimmage. I would maybe say, who's the Levante David, a guy that's been very under-heralded out of Tampa. Saw him make a sack, a PBU, and 10 more tackles today for the Bucks. That guy, ever since he came out of Nebraska, he was one of my favorite linebackers. I don't know why he doesn't get the respect he deserves, because if you looked up Levante David's stats, you would be like, oh, that's a Hall of Famer. That's how insane his stats are. And but Ernest is definitely making a name for himself, and I do believe an extension is on the way.
How about McMillan? Speaking of the Bucks today, Husky going off.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, how
Two.
about a Duke too? Speaking of dogs, how that catch,
Yeah.
bad catch in the corner of the end zone, getting the foot down. Ooh, sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll
No,
leave
I give him
well.
credit. I mean, they were insane.
Yeah.
Chris commentary isn't worth piss. He bites at what he does, not worth mentioning. He has a slimy feel to him. Makes me want to shower.
Alina and I can hang out so hard. She hates refs, can't stand Collinsworth. She's generally a bit grumpy about the things I'm grumpy about most of the time.
She's on fire. She's still going here. Lofa, I love where your mind goes and how we go there with you. We are all on the same page, brother. Nothing wrong with the big D.
No, the same bus, brother.
Oh, same butts.
It's alliteration, Holmes. Come
Same
on.
butts, brother.
Alliteration. Yeah. Hey, they say defense wins championships, Alina.
She's got one more. Lofa, I'm like Caddyshack. So you put Baby Ruth candy bars in your pool too?
I was about to say, speaking of movies, the only place we couldn't hang is Goonies, which I don't want to get into it again on this one. But Caddyshack there. I was going to say the movie thing. She hits us with the movie thing right there.
Y'all know I love movies, and our giveaway next week on Tuesday, right, Katie? Tuesday or Wednesday?
Yep, Tuesday.
Tuesday. It'll be a movie quote. We're bringing them back.
There you go. If you want to win tickets to the Packers Seahawks game, look for our post on social media. And Lofa puts up a quote from a movie. He usually does. He acts it out. He puts on a costume. It's quite a show, everybody.
I've even found out how to use CGI, Brett. It's crazy. Wait till you see the next one.
Production values soaring over there,
right,
and all you guys got to do is tell us what movie it's from, and we'll put you in the hat, draw it in the Seahawks game. Just real quick though, on that, if you enter that contest, can you make sure that you can actually go to the Seahawks game if you win? Because a lot of times we'll pull out someone's name and we love you, but you live like across the country and stuff, and we're thankful of you entering, but we want to try to get someone who can go to the game. So, or at least just answer with like, here's the answer, and yes, I can go to the game.
Then, or you could, or they could answer and tag somebody that can go to the game. Somebody in Washington, right?
Sure.
We'll figure this out. We'll figure this out.
No idea how many times sometimes it's really hard to give tickets away to a game. Anyway.
Speaking of people who live out of town, this comment's from Kevin from Denver. Kevin Tone, what's up? DK trade rumors, huh?
Ow.
6 points in the second half. Sleeping emoji.
Are we going back to the DK trade thing? I feel like it's when Seahawks fans are bored, this is what they talk.
The trade deadline's gone.
Yeah. That's true.
So no. 6 points in the second half. Sleepy W. I don't know. Like, is this where we've gotten, ladies and gentlemen? Are we so spoiled that we just have something to complain about when we win? Like,
well, yeah, that's Seahawks fans for you. I'll play or I'll play this side of the coin for you if you want. Well, I'm just being honest. Like, there are Seahawks fans like that. Have you ever heard some local radio shows in Seattle? Anyway,
I do a bunch of them.
Well, then you know better than most. Seahawks fans can get grumpy, especially in wins. But what I would say is, if I was going to take this side of the coin, how good are the Seahawks versus how bad are the Cardinals? Like, we thought the Cardinals were pretty decent beginning of the year. The way that we've kind of handled them twice and the way that we took care of them would lead me to say I don't think they were as good as we thought they were. However, a division win is a division win is a division win. But could it be a little bit of fool's gold? Of course, we're not sure, but we'll find out coming up pretty quick here.
Okay. I just want to put shit in perspective because I feel like that's what I do and that's what I care about. Packers-Lions, 1-score game, right? Field goal. Browns-Steelers. What do the Steelers, what do the Browns have? Fucking 4? No, they got 3 wins, right? That was only a 13-point difference, right? The Steelers are 10-3. 3-10 versus 10-3. Should that game have been that close? just saying, like, are the Steelers fans like just like, oh, this is bullshit? Saints Giants, the game that no one cares about, that is just for a draft pick. Who cares? It was a 3-point.
Wait, wait, but what's the Steelers' overall record? Aren't they? They're like 9-3.
10-3.
10-3. Well, so then that's why no one's gonna say we only beat the Browns by 13 points because they're overall 10-3.
Well, they fucking lost to the Browns 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So
that's true. But we lost to the Giants.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. All right, that was like a year. That was like a year ago.
Don't you get it by derivative properties? The Giants are in first place in the NFC West. Get it?
Well, right.
See, I'm a college football fan too. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, Dolphins, Jets, right?
Yeah.
32-20 took overtime. You know, the Dolphins are still in the hunt. The Jets are hunting for draft picks. Jaguars, Titans. The Jags won. Couldn't believe that. Well, the Titans, they both have the same record. All right.
Basically,
so all I'm
Kevin,
saying is,
I'll answer this for Lofa. We believe in the Seahawks. Lofa believes in the Seahawks.
The Eagles. Do you think the Eagles fans, are they really just pissed at the Eagles right now for beating the 3-10 Panthers by 6 points? Are they like just like, oh, the sky's falling? 6 points in the second half
in Philadelphia. Philadelphia, Philly fans will stop the plane from landing because of that.
By the way, Philly got 8 points in the second half.
Huh?
Kevin, you better be in their chat rooms. That's all I'm saying. All right, I could just keep going on, but whatever. Let's get to the next question. Kevin, I understand and I hear you, but let's channel that energy towards positivity, please.
There's two types of Seahawk fans: the ones that are just blanketly positive, and then the ones who, even in a win, are like looking for nitpicky things.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably every fan.
I nitpicked. Cole.
Oh,
Cole, I gotta admit, Geno balled out and D was great. It's crazy to see how much hate the Hawks get media-wise. You really got people picking 49ers to win the division still?
Somehow the Niners played really well today, though.
They're playing the Bears.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
All right. So, but Cole, are you the same man? Look, and I want to give praise, because are you the same man that said Geno's ass, Geno's cheeks?
I don't think Cole said that.
And then Geno's buns.
I was
waiting to hear what the next one was. I guess we'll hear that when the performance is not up to par. But I just want to say thank you, Cole, because you've always chimed in, and I love you, brother. But thank you for giving him credit. And he didn't have a perfect game. There was, 2 instances where he held onto the ball too long. One resulted in intentional grounding, which even the announcers were like, no one ever calls that. Like when they're like, we've never seen that called, because it's very borderline out of the pocket. And then he was getting tackled as he threw it. So you have no power, but there was a receiver within the vicinity. But I just want to say thank you, Cole, for giving credit.
He follows himself up. He says, I live on the East Coast and the hate is real for us.
Yeah. Well, but he also followed up too in the side chat, and he says he is ass, cheeks, and buns. He bald.
Cole, I love you, man. Like,
I doubles down on the hate. I like it.
I love you, Cole.
Stick to it, Cole. Like, listen, if you're gonna hate, you gotta hate. Right? But you also got to keep it real. And he balled out today. So there you go.
Cole, you're the man.
Johnny Langston, I have been hyping JSN for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Yes, he has.
Among wide receivers this year. And who does he remind you of, player-wise?
You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Rank among receivers, I still don't see them putting their best cover guy on him, like saying, hey, this guy's not going to – he's the number one, no matter who you have out there. Like if DK's out there, this and that, I still don't see the majority of attention put on him. And this is where I go, like I still got Chase, I still got Jefferson, I still got even Cooper Kupp, as old and injured as he's been. I still got to place them higher because we used to game plan to take Randy Moss, T.O., all these guys. Like they're like, yo, doesn't matter what anybody else does. This guy, their best weapon does not beat us. It's a cardinal sin if their best player beats us. So until the other team treats him as our best player, I can't put him, no matter how many yards and everything, I can't put him up there. I'm still saying he is that dude. I know, but until I see them show that kind of respect, I can't say, oh, he's top 5, even if the numbers are there, right? Because like Jefferson, Chase, since they came in the league, all these other guys, like they've been getting double teamed. They've had a safety over the top to make sure they don't get beat deep, and they still find a way to beat them deep. So give me another, I'm going to say a year, Johnny. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong. I will be happy to say I'm wrong when the time comes and they're like, yo, we have to stop him and we still can't stop him. That's when I'm saying, yo, he's a problem that deserves top 3 regardless of stats. And he reminds me of a bigger Tyler Lockett. That's what I'll say. Yeah. It's in terms of spatial awareness and everything.
Yep. Tyler Lockett would have been my comparison. I really thought Tyler was going to get that catch down the sideline. It would have been vintage Tyler Lockett, especially in that stadium against that team. Oh, I was hoping he came down with that thing. And from the camera angle, it looked like he did have it. And then you saw it kind of roll away.
See, this is my only gripe is like Tyler, when we send him deep, he still gets behind guys. Like, and I don't know why we're just trying to give him the short routes. Yeah, I know he eats up zone, but like, just send him deep and see if they can still stick. Because like a quick little out and up, he knows how to get in blind spots, which is what JSN does well. Like, I bet JSN's a phenomenal basketball player. Tyler Lockett was an unbelievable basketball player growing up. And that's what they know how to do. It's almost like a point guard crossing you over. Like they'll get your hips turned one way and then, oh yeah, goodbye. And you can't recover. So Tyler still has that speed and the hands are there. It's just like, let's use them that way.
Yeah. I'd rank JSN number 12, maybe. Because he's like a bubble top 10 for me, and I'll be cheeky about it.
I will give him top 10. I don't think there's 10 other guys I'd take above him, but 12, it just seems very fitting for the 12. The 12's out there.
Yeah. Carson Gentry. Can we get the Hawks to fly Delta back to Cheney during the offseason again? Eastern Washington bleeds blue and green too.
It's pronounced Cheney.
Oh, well.
Cheney, Washington, home of the Eastern Washington Screaming Eagles.
Cheney?
Yeah. Lofa spent many a day in those dorm rooms.
It was amazing.
No AC back then? Window AC? What was going on? Mini fridge?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Cinder block walls? Were you in the dorms?
We were in the dorms, but it was awesome. There's something to that. And Holmgren loved it because you're away from your family, which is not awesome, right? Like I understand, like, now that I have kids, like the struggle that is, especially as those kids are getting ready to go into school and everything. And, and all the wives and the women that sacrificed to let us play a football game. But there was something about building that camaraderie that it made it easier because you're just around your boys and it's just football, and there's nothing else on your mind. There's nothing else but that. And so the chemistry builds really quickly when you go away. And I enjoyed Cheney. Funny story. So a lot of guys, they had golf carts, and then Holmgren just outlawed golf carts. He was like, no golf carts. And then so everybody got like scooters and bikes. So, I gave some money to one of the equipment guys. I was like, yo, dude, I need a bike. I can't be walking up and down these. It's a far walk just to go get food. to the point where I would skip meals, right? And I got a bike.
Walk?
Bro, it was after you do a full practice, we were doing real 2-a-days back then.
Yeah.
But after you do real practice, your feet kind of hurt and you're just tired. You're just like, do I really need to go down there and like get a burger, or should I just get an extra hour of sleep for once?
Right.
So tough decisions, right? But so then I paid one of the equipment managers. I was like, give me a bike here. Here's a little extra cash for the tip. I get a bike. I'm going down because it's a steep. Anybody that's been to Cheney, Eastern Washington, it's a steep decline. Like it goes fast. All of a sudden, the fucking sprinklers kick on, and I was like, and I'm just getting hit in the face with a sprinkler, and so all of a sudden, I just, I got one eye, but then I hit the crease between the sidewalk and the grass, and my tire catches, and I go yard sailing. Just, I believe I can fly, and I just scraped everything from my palms to my forearms, and kept the moneymaker up. I was like, no, not the face. And yeah, dude, I'm talking like road rash, just blood everywhere. And 3 of my teammates saw it and they were laughing at me. After they asked me if I was okay, they were like, what a loser. I think it was Courtney Taylor, Ben Obamanu, and Kevin Hobbs. It was the Auburn boys. I think they were just mad because I beat them. When I went down to their stadium, I dominated them. They finally saw me at a vulnerable state, and they were laughing at me. And I was like, this is how you guys must have felt when I went down to Jordan Hare and kicked your ass.
Razor Ramen, how's 91's growth this year? Lofa and Job's growth.
Yeah, Byron Murphy and then Job, who, I mean, he's come in, this is like 4 or 5 weeks now. 3 at least.
Yeah. Murph, he looks good. I mean, he missed a couple weeks and we felt that pain when he was out. I think it was a hamstring, but he's a dog and he's hard to move and he's very athletic and he's quick off the snap. So he's right where he needs to be in terms of like how much time he's had. Very impressed with Joe, but also this is a kid that undrafted out of Alabama. I believe he won 1 or 2 national titles. So I know the competitor, like he played for Saban, and I'm a big pattern recognition specialist is like, that's what, like if you went to Bama and you started, or you even just were on that roster, you went against the best of the very best day in and day out. And there was a standard that they held, especially if you're winning championships, where I would be happy to add any one of those kids onto our roster, undrafted. And because I know, okay, look, I don't know where all you guys went to school. I don't care where you got drafted, but this guy won championships. So he understands that mentality of what's unacceptable in terms of attitude, work ethic, all the little intangibles and the things that make a champion. And if he could put up with Saban, I'm saying put up, like be grateful to have Saban, but just a new day and age. If you can take that day in and day out, and you earn the right to be a champion, you have what it takes to play at the highest level. And this is even like when I was with Pete, because like everybody's like, oh, well, when you were with Pete and you won championships, it was just, oh, happy, sunny California. I'm like, no, there were some fucking dark days. There were some learning moments. Pete would get after you, because he's a good coach and he cares about you. So, while they are a little different, Saban and Pete, in terms of their approach, they're still very demanding coaches.
Yeah, I mean, keeping it real, I think Job, he's a work in progress sometimes. He loses track of whatever, Hey, he's trying his best. He's trial by fire out there. And I mean, he's better than he's holding it down. He's holding it down. He's been part of the turnaround. And
he's playing his ass off, man.
Yeah, no, he's competing.
Exactly. Yeah.
D. Edgar. Love the podcast, boys.
Oh.
Would love to see Lofa break down some film on the channel someday. Go Hawks.
Yeah. F&A, D. Edgar.
Doesn't make
F&A.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
We'll make it
As
happen.
soon as I figure out technology, I got you. Hey, but we have talked about doing what did we talk about? See, I already forgot what we talked about.
We were talking about breaking down spoon film.
Oh, I mean, yeah. But you know what? Hey, the Hawks, they posted all his effort plays. I'm going to say they might be listening to the All Day podcast because what have I ever talked about? I've only talked about, did you see Spoon's effort? Did you see his effort? And but we talked about going live and watching like a quarter of one of the Hawks games, maybe Chicago, if you guys are up for it. Maybe we'll watch the second half of that game and do a live broadcast. And so you don't have to hear, well, I'm not saying our voices are any more pleasant, but we will give you good jokes and we will give you actually like real football when we watch it.
It'll be like the Manning cast, but funny.
Yeah. I like the Manning cast.
I do too. I'm just joking
Peyton's
around.
hilarious. I feel like Eli just hangs out, but Peyton's hilarious.
Oh, come on. It's just because he breathes through his mouth. And can we just get over it? The guy's won 2 Super Bowls. Okay. He
2
happens
Super Bowl
to breathe
MVPs
through his
too.
mouth. He's the younger brother with his hair on the side. He can't help what he looks like. All right. Poor Eli.
I got a deviated septum. I breathe through my mouth too.
Love for Eli.
Average guy. I want to give a shout out to
Satoa
and the coaches preparing him. Also loved some of the blocking schemes that I felt improved the running game.
Yep. I mean, these young guys on the offensive line been asked to step in, been asked to step up, and they really did in this game. And I think this is where I'm asking the question I think a lot of Seahawks fans are asking. This was the Arizona Cardinals. Let's, keep that in mind. And now let's roll forward and do it against a team that, just took what a lot of people are saying is could possibly be the best team in football in the Detroit Lions, and took them to the brink. So let's do it again against the Packers, keep it rolling against Minnesota, and win forever. And then we'll talk.
No, true. But yeah, he played a great game, looked good. But I mean, and I don't know if maybe Grubsy finally felt like comfortable using pullers with a different, set of guys. But schematically, to your point, brother, it was, like we haven't double pullers, and then down with the angle blocks of the center and the guard. It was beautiful. It was a thing of beauty. And I wonder, I feel like Bradford could have done that. I feel like, Haynes could have done that, but we never tried it. And it's just even with the zone scheme, man, if you can't reach out and hit that fucking guy, go straight up and annoy the linebacker and the fucking safety. All it takes is one asshole to jump out a gap. And now you got K9 Sharbs, who have great vision, picking a spot. You have 2 or 3 options instead of just a stonewall front where it's okay, I just got to bounce around and hide back here or run through the back of my line to just get forward progress. So I thought it was more scheme. Going to need to see more before I just crown him. But he played a hell of a game. Lumea played a hell of a game.
If that was part of football, I probably could have made it longer. If I just had to run through the line and then annoy some of the linebackers, but not physically, just run up and start asking them random questions or bringing up weird points.
Run up and cut them. Yeah, run up and cut them. Tell them a movie quote. Do anything. Just fucking entertain them.
Be annoying.
Yeah. Hey man, how you doing today?
Hey, what's up?
Split phase. Would love to have former tight end Luke Wilson with y'all. Miss that dude's vibes.
Yeah.
Much love to y'all. Lofa's Sonic jersey is filthy.
Yeah, but
bring him back.
Well, I don't know if you guys have heard, but Luke Wilson is huge in Canada. So he's up there being wildly famous on their version of ESPN, which is Poutine Live, I think we call it. Guess tune into
I
that.
think it's
No,
ASPN. ASPN.
I've never met Luke Wilson in person. I've never had the pleasure. But
what a
awesome.
dope dude. Yeah, split face. You're absolutely right. Luke's a dope dude. Bring back Techno Thursdays because he started that gangster shit, and I'm all about that life.
Yep.
Alina Doll, CGI. Lofa, your Wi-Fi needs to get past the KJ test first. LOL. Brett, are you taking Lofa for his first Seattle dog on Sunday?
Yes. Oh, yes. Thank you to the listeners for reminding me. I'm going to write that down. That would have escaped the staff meeting this week. So I'm glad somebody reminded us. We need to make sure that we shoot this video. Somebody said owls outside the stadium. So Lofa, we're going to go Seattle dog, then we'll go inside and wash it down afterwards. But I think we're supposed to hit we could get one at the stadium, but I feel like getting a stadium one from that's not. We got to go to where the people get their Seattle dogs from, out on the street with the
where wait, is there like a specific location?
Yeah. Well, I think all the places around there will serve you a quote unquote Seattle dog.
Yeah.
Maybe people know if there's an original spot. I don't think there really is. But there's all those hot dogs spots there on what is that street there? Occidental? What is that right there?
Yeah, Occidental, yeah.
Left. Usually I'm on a lime.
Royal Broham.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, we're doing that this weekend.
Adrian Ballin.
Satoa Lamea.
6.
She went straight to 6th round pick. She went straight to 6th round.
For those of you listening on the podcast app, she's pointing at me when she doesn't want to pronounce someone's name.
She went straight to 6th round. She went straight. I heard it.
She just starts by saying the person's name and then just points at me. I know what you want. Lamea, 6th round steal. Go ahead.
No sacks. Geno is not cheeks. Besides quarterback, if you could add one player to make a run to the playoffs, who would it be and why?
I saw Cole in the side chat say that he wants to add Daniels. The Giants guy. Yeah.
Wow.
Cole's
I
going
thought,
off tonight,
I thought he was talking about BJ Daniels, a Super Bowl champion.
He's talking about
but that's actually a good question. If we could add one player, I mean, just experience wise, it would probably be interior offensive line. It's not a knock on who we have. It's like just experience wise. And I'm going to take it back, unfortunately, to, us losing Steve Hutchinson, like the guard, the Hall of Fame guard. And we didn't recover from that. We did go to the divisional. Robbie Gould kicked a fucking 52-yarder into the wind, which I still can't believe. And then the snow just decimated us in Green Bay when we had a 14-0 lead. And Ryan Grant ran wild because we couldn't just seal the edge. I'm not bitter. I'm just talking here. But I would say interior line is really like where, if you had to add anybody, I think that's not a weakness. It's just the experience that would really take us a long way.
My bad. Cole wants to add Jaden Daniels. The chat, you're correct, is going pretty fast tonight. I read it as DJ Daniel Jones. He meant JD Jaden Daniels. How are you going to add Jaden Daniels? What are you talking about? You had a chance at adding Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I don't want either of them. I don't want either of them. What are they going to? They're going to hold the clipboard and just tell Geno how awesome he is? What are they going to do?
Cole, we already have a quarterback, all right?
They're just going to give us a great look on scout team?
Eaglet Snupper. Man, East Coast hate is real. There's this one guy that keeps calling Geno cheeks despite being top 10 statistically with a bottom 5 offensive line.
Well, that's a good point. His numbers for what he's had to work with.
Cheeks will never not make me laugh. I'm sorry.
As the kids would say, As the kids would say, Geno's ratio pretty high.
But Eagle, you're absolutely correct. And I mean, we are trending upwards though, because like you saw how efficient he was with the run game. Like, but that's like just to Brett's point, like no one's going to talk. We haven't even talked about how good Geno was today. At one point, he was 8 of 8 or 8 of 9 with a touchdown or 2. And we haven't even talked about it because like, it's just like, we expect it out of him, which we really shouldn't as the 19th highest paid quarterback and being top 5 in every category. Yes. Interceptions withstanding, just, you don't know what you got till it's gone. And it's going to be a sad day because I don't expect him to sign him back. He's going to cost a lot.
Well, wherever he goes or whatever he does, the Cardinals don't ever want to see him. He is their daddy.
Yes.
5-0 with the Seahawks. I think he has another one before he's 6-0 in his last 6, I think. He loves
6-1 overall or something like that. Yeah, it's insane.
But as a fan, I got to ask you, like, how come certain players will do well against certain teams, even though those teams are different every year? You know, you're going against the same logo, but it's not as if the teams are the exact same year after year. But so you get confidence in like, does Geno know he's playing the Cardinals? He's like, oh, I'm going to go off today. But why? It's different players, different coaches, different schemes, different whatever, but he just has that confidence against them for whatever reason.
Well, yeah, you have a team that you play against really well, and it just, it sticks in your memory, and you're just like, there's that confidence like you're speaking to. But I would have to go back and look at every case and see, like, scheme-wise, did they have the same coordinator? Did they have the same? Because there are patterns there that develop. I learned from Mike Holmgren. I went against his offense every day, and every disciple of him, I had a good game. Whether it was Gruden, whether it was Andy Reid, whether all these guys that left they were coordinators under him, and then they left and got head coaching job, and many of them were very successful, but they didn't tweak too much. Other than Gruden. Gruden used a lot of trick shift and motion, kind of like Grubb does, to give his quarterback more information. But he'll do all that and then just run a simple lead or a power, which it can throw everybody off kilter because we used to call it use motion to create emotion. Get the defense thinking and overreacting and trying to figure out what their responsibilities are. But that was my superpower. I was like, oh, fellas, no, we're good. I was like, hey, we're just in, rotate down this way. I coordinate with the secondary. I was like, yo, just A gap, B gap, we're good. And now our run fits and everything were simple. And so that's really kind of what I got paid for, to make sure everybody else's life was easier. Like, yes. And then I did my job, but it was the simplicity and how I could help everybody just make the game easy. And then we just attacked. We had dogs. So like, it was easy.
I saw Gruden today. He's doing work on the internet. He's putting up clips. Who knows who anyone works for anymore, but I've seen clips of him
with Barstool.
Oh, is it Barstool? Okay.
He's
Barstool, making videos and doing some, I pick this team or that team or whatever. And he's breaking down stuff, but he posted a video. He's wearing a polo shirt, but it's inside out. How do you put on a polo shirt inside out? It's got buttons on the collar. Like, the buttons are on the inside, man. The buttons are coming from inside the house. How do you put on a polo shirt inside out?
Could be.
Did you not see a single human being before that moment?
You shut. And he has no friends. That tells me that much. Because a friend tells you when you're messing up.
Right?
But I don't know. Maybe it was either a new style. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's a very smart dude. And then also maybe it was he's getting us to talk about it. So maybe it was an advertising ploy.
Genius.
Right.
Razor Ramen D deserves a case of Savage
Yeah.
and some 1937.
Whoa. Sativa, indica. We want to stay awake. Careful over there.
We'll give
All
him
right.
sativa.
Okay.
But yeah. You're absolutely right, Razor. They're doing pretty well. I'll save it till like the Super Bowl party because that's
Yeah.
where we're headed.
Yeah.
PGZ 206. Woolen made me proud today.
This is another guy that I kind of questioned a couple weeks ago, a little bit. A lot of Seahawks fans were actually.
Yeah.
A lot
of people have been on him since his stellar rookie year, right? And he was injured last year and he fought through it like an absolute savage and warrior that he is. There's been 3 or 4 instances this year where he's ran the route for the receiver and been in position and got interfered with. This is the first time he got the call. I was almost worried, though, when the way he ran up to the official and started barking that he was going to get a penalty that would nullify it, like, penalties on both, right? Unsportsmanlike conduct, pass interference on them, unsportsmanlike conduct on you. Luckily, it didn't happen, so I'm proud of him for, just saying the right things or not saying the wrong things. But he's been in position like that a couple times this year where the receivers just like ripped him down. And in that case, it was a heads up play, a good interference by Harrison, but he undercutted it and was there. And he played his ass off today. So shout out to you, man. You right.
Adrian Ballin. K9 is more talented and explosive than Sharp. Our run blocking isn't the best, but do you feel like K9 dances too much and needs to run more north and south?
I understand. That's a great question. I understand where you're coming from. We can go back and look at it. Brother, when he bounces, it's because there's no option inside. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we ran a single power with him, other than he might have been in there on the goal line when Geno tripped over the guard. Other than that, I don't know if we've ever ran a puller or, G lead where the guard pulls front side. So it remains to be seen. But I just know I seen this dude hit 22 miles per hour. And when he gets in there with what I saw today, there's a couple that I saw today that he would have broke for touchdowns, 60, 70 yards. And main thing is we need him healthy. And so I thought it was a good call by the staff and even, because K9, he's literally a dog. That's why he's named K9, not just because his name's Kenneth and he wears number 9. But we had to protect him from himself, much in the regard that I said about Chenna, and I'm glad to see he had some snaps, but came out healthy. If we open these holes like that, like it's going to be ugly for opposing defenses.
Cole's back. Geno can be amazing. However, sometimes he forgets he's on the Seahawks and just throws the other team like he's dropping soap to them.
Fucking Cole. I don't know what you want me to say, Cole. All right, you're right, man. All right. But I'm just saying, if I was a defensive player today, I was, of course, a defensive player back in the day, but we rode for Hasselbeck because he was a dog. Geno was a dog. And, it doesn't matter if Hass threw a pick, we still had his back. We're like, yo, we'll get this ball back for you. And I feel like that's kind of the vibe and the continuity that they have in terms of offense, defense. Like, they're in this together. They believe in him, But you're right. There is some head scratching throws here and there where, especially 2 weeks ago when we played the Cardinals and we just needed to get out of there with 3, where he scrambled. And if he threw that anytime sooner, Lockett was open like for like a good 6-7 seconds. I'm not going to lie. But the guy that made the interception, he backpedaled and made a hell of a play. But you're right. I'm going to be a man, say when I'm wrong. You're right. All right. So take that call and stop harassing me.
Split face. What can we expect out of our linebacking core next year?
What? Next year?
Mhm.
Next year? There's 5 more. How many years? We got the playoffs. No, we're not talking about next year yet. What can we expect? We can expect that Knight is 1 year bigger, faster, stronger, and Ernest will have an off season to hopefully unpack his moving boxes and get settled in after he signs a giant extension.
Right.
And,
you're right, Brett. But no, to answer the question, thank you for asking that question. Cause I understand, like, we're thinking about future, immediate future, like Brett's talking is like what we're concerned with. But Ernest has shown enough to get an extension. What that is and what ballpark figure, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But T Knight, a 4th round guy to come in and do what he's doing. Like I was telling you guys, he reminds me of a faster David Hawthorne. Can't crown him like I did the Heater, who came in undrafted and did this in year 2 with many big plays and many knockout hits. But what I love about T Knight, he's always in the right position. Like, his feet are extremely fast. That's the balance that Hawthorne always had. He had great feet. And they're both built similarly in the lower body, very strong legs. So they have stopping power when they bring the hips. It's impressive to see. And they're both well-rounded athletes. So I guarantee you T Knight played some basketball, because Heater could play basketball, believe it or not. He was a bucket out there. And it's going to be exciting for the future if we just keep these two guys together, especially with this front. This front is ridiculous.
Yeah. Next comment. How many we got left here?
Oh, just one more.
Alina popped back in. Yeah, I saw that.
Are you both happy Bama didn't make it to the CFB
college football
playoff? I sure am.
It's getting late. I'm gonna give you an excuse. You just got to take it.
That's
Tell
fine.
people how tired you are or something.
Pretty tired.
Okay.
But the CFB, I sure am. F. DeBoer for leaving University of Washington.
Yeah.
And this is his karma for that.
Yeah, totally. F that loser, like Lofa would say. Get him out of here.
Everybody got choices, and he chose wrong.
How about Syracuse just ruining everybody's party by just cropping up and winning that ACC championship game? So they had to put SMU and them in, which left a bunch of people on the bubble. It got interesting. 12-team thing. It's interesting.
If you're 13, kindly shut the fuck up. All right, I'm just gonna say it. Like, I don't care who you played and who you lost. Like, go home. Good day, sir. So, that's all I'm gonna say. I don't care about strength of schedule. I don't care about all this bullshit. I want to see a playoff. I want to see you won your conference. You're in. All right. I don't care how weak that conference was. Like, when I was in the Pac-10, we didn't have a Pac-10 championship, and everybody's like, "Oh, these guys don't deserve." And then we went to the championship and we beat the shit out of everybody, and then they're like, "Oh, actually, they're pretty good." Yeah, that's how it happens. But I'm excited to see all these matchups. I'm excited to see everything. So I can't wait for the college football playoffs to start.
Well, and look, I'm no fan of this. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm holding up my hands in the of their logo, which is also the number of national championships they've won.
Hey,
but a finesse team from the Pac-12, quote unquote, went into the Big Ten and won that thing in our first year in there. It's not a big deal. What is this? Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan, get out of here. Give me a break. UW took it to Michigan this year, and then Michigan took it to Ohio State by derivative properties. UW's national champion. No,
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah, man.
Jonathan Smith, sorry, Costco took all my money. Yay, win.
Love you, Johnny. Appreciate you stopping by.
That is great. That's awesome.
Hayden Ballin, what will be the biggest key to beat the Packers?
Ooh.
Run the ball. Stop the run.
Yeah. I mean, they got Josh Jacobs, who makes life easy on Jordan Love over there. So it's going to be a tough game, no doubt. But I think, you said it, partner. Like, you can't let them get going on the ground. Detroit has a pretty good rush defense, I believe, even with all the injuries. You want to talk about a coach, Aaron Glenn, doing a hell of a job as a coordinator. This guy's lost like 6 starters, including a player of the year candidate, Aiden Hutchinson, and they're still thriving. It's impressive to see, and they do have a high-powered offense. Talking about Detroit, but Green Bay specifically, we have to shut down Jacobs, and then just like it is kind of similar today, but I'm not worried about Love as a runner like I was with Kyler. So just shut down Jacobs, and then I think we match up pretty well in the secondary against these receivers. They have some good Watson, Reed. They have Wicks. They have a lot of talented receivers and tight ends, but I think we match up favorably against them, secondary to receivers wise. Stop Jacobs.
Yeah. Getting after him on prime time on Sunday. It's going down in Seattle. If you guys want to come find us in person, we'll be hanging out around Lumen, anywhere that they're serving Savage Brewing, if you know what I mean. So try to figure that out, and we will find you either there or wherever you guys recommend Seattle dogs. We need to get some of those into the chat. Which is the best Seattle dogs? Which is the most legit? Which is the original? And which one do you think will give it to us for free if I promise to put them on the internet and film Lofa eating it? That's it for us this time, everybody. We love you. We love you. We love you. We love you. Thank you for breaking records tonight. Thank you for filling up the chat. Thank you. Well, everybody except Cole, really. Thank you, guys.
No, we love you, Cole. Cole even chimed in. Bears had 2 yards of offense in the first half. That's hilarious. But wait, I got to get to one more comment. Someone said something about Arizona State, because I watched that game. Was it the Big 12 championship? Nicholas Torres. Don't forget about Arizona State. I'm telling you, that receiver Xavier Gilroy, or however you say his name, like Guillotine, because he was the touch of death. He was killing those guys. The quarterback is a ridiculous athlete, and then Scatabo. This is a guy that will go overlooked, and like probably will go because of measurables. I think he's 5'10", fucking 210, 215, but his contact balance when he hits the hole, and then his like spin move, everything, like you couldn't take him down. That translates when you get to the next level. I look for yards after contact when I look at good running backs, much in the line of like Josh Jacobs, the guy we're going to face, is like, you better take the legs out, like have a tackling plan, because they're just too tough, too strong. But this is Scatabo. I promise you, he'll go 4th or 5th round, because everyone's going to say, no, that worked in college, it won't work here. And then a couple of years later, you'll be like, did you ever think that guy would be like a Pro Bowler in year 3 or 4? And then you're like, oh, did you watch his fucking college film? He was kicking everybody's ass. So he's a dog.
I just want to jump in really quick before you leave too, and say thanks to everybody who's listening, and especially thanks to the people who are listening internationally.
Yeah.
There's people in the Philippines. There's people in Japan. There's a lot of chatter tonight about a lot of international.
Oh, right on.
So, how are things on Monday?
Thanks.
Look at us worldwide
being here, and thanks for being here, especially if you're in a weird time zone.
Well, you guys enjoy your Monday afternoon all the way over there. We're
Victory Monday.
on this Sunday night. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining. Throw this video a like. Copy the link, send it to your friends and family, your Seahawk fellow fans, wherever they live and breathe, and let them know about the All Day Podcast and everything we're doing around here. We appreciate you guys' support. Thank you for supporting our sponsors, Delta, Simply Seattle, Epic Seats, Bet Online, and anyone else that I've forgotten. We love you. We'll see you next time. Hands in the middle. Are we breaking it down, Lofa? Are you breaking it down? Let's do it.
I don't think we ever have. No,
Why
don't.
not? Why we can't?
Because we're on
that?
Yeah, they were on a fucking winning streak. Don't change anything, man.
Okay, fine. I won't. That's fine.
I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. I love you guys. And I love you guys all.
I'm not going to say anything then. Yeah, I'm out.
Bye.
Bye.